Okay, we're doing a little bit more practice with Pythagorean theorem, and I've seen a problem like this on standards tests and things like that, so good to pay attention to it. We've got a 16-foot ladder that rests against the side of a house, and the base of the ladder is 4 feet away. A lot of times they won't give you a picture for this, so you have to figure out what's my hypotenuse and what are my legs. So in this case, if we look, the ladder is resting against the side of the building, therefore the ladder should be this hypotenuse, because that's the ladder literally against the building. The 4 feet is, the base of the ladder is here, the bottom, and it's 4 feet away from the building. So we want to know how high above the ground is the top of the ladder. That's this side right here. I'm going to do the setup, but because we're going to get a decimal answer, I'll show you what they did for the work. So if we look, the hypotenuse here, again, remember it's c squared equals a squared plus b squared, where c is the hypotenuse. So we write 16 squared here, and then we have x squared plus 4 squared. And that's basically what the setup would be. We would end up subtracting 16 from both sides after we square both sides. I'll show you what that looks like. So again, length of the ladder is the hypotenuse, and these are the two legs. So we plug in our values. We get 256 equals 16 plus x squared. We subtract 16 from both sides. We get 240. We take the square root of both sides. And when it says positive square root, obviously we don't want the negative. We call this also the principal square root. So we only want the positive version because the length is going to be positive. And if we punch this into our calculator, we get about 15.491. I think they want you to round to the nearest tenth. So in this case it would be about 15.5, which is our D. We're going to do this again, and this time they've given us the height part of it. So I'm going to show you what that picture looks like and do the work for it this time. So if we look, we're going to draw a right triangle. And the top of the ladder rests against a wall 23 feet above the ground. So this is my 23 feet. It says the base of the ladder is 6 feet away. So there's my 6 feet. And we want to know the length of the ladder, so that's my x. So in this case, hypotenuse is x. So we say x squared is equal to 23 squared plus 6 squared. First thing we need to do is figure out 23 squared, which is 529, and 6 squared is 36. If we calculate that, we end up with 565, and then we want to do the square root of 565, which ends up being, let's see, square root. X is approximately 23.76, so to the nearest tenth that would be 23.8 feet would be our answer. And what type of triangle do we use for Pythagorean theorems? I talked about this at the beginning. It's only good for a right triangle. Okay, thanks.